What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to another episode of Cheetah
and the Cheese.
I want to just turn it over to Cheese real quick so he can kind of introduce who he's got on the special guest today. Appreciate you guys tuning in. Make sure you hashtag us in the comments. It actually goes a long way. And please share this live stream. Go ahead, Cheese. Take it away.
So we got my boy Teddy P Falls, Preston Foster's, Teddy P, fade down, blah, blah. Look, this is my homeboy, great guy. Played football with him growing up. Outstanding athlete. If y'all don't understand, y'all can watch his highlight film. Great running back. Watch this. He definitely knows what he's talking about, football and stuff. So I don't know. I'm just excited. To get my day one. It's one of my day ones, man. So I'm excited to have Teddy P on here. Teddy P, tell us a little bit about yourself, man.
Thank you guys for having me on today. I appreciate the invitation. I'm always looking forward to getting to talk about some sports and getting into the analyst side of things. So I appreciate you guys for having me on today. As he said, my name is Preston Foster. I've been around football for all my life. Started playing when I was 6, on into high school. A lot of people like to say, oh, it's one of them stories where a guy could have went big and he got injured. Well, I'm one of those fairy tale stories. I was being highly recruited out of high school, and I had a career-ending injury my last year in high school ball. But never let it get away from me. I love the game of football. Aspiring coach. I'll be a coach here soon. I've been coaching since I was a freshman in high school. So look to pick that back up. But again, I thank you guys for having me on tonight. And I'm ready to get going.
Heck yeah, Preston. It's good to have you on the show for sure. Sorry to hear about all that, but I always respect a former player that wants to be a coach and things like that to try to get these young guys going in the right direction. But first game, we're gonna go ahead and go with what happened on Thursday night. We had the Colts play the Titans in Nashville. Me and Cheese both went Colts. We got that one right. If you notice at the scoreboard, it's 88-44. We are 2/3 always correct, which is pretty cool. Doubled our losses this week.
Pretty dope. That's pretty dope. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. So the Colts just came out of the game. They were clicking. Titans wanted to establish a strong game. It seems like to me they almost gave up towards the end of the game because they just, with 5 minutes left to go, stopped throwing the ball. They were just trying to get out. Trying not to put too many points against their defense, I guess. Colts, on the other hand, man, they had a good game plan. Michael Pittman, the wide receiver, the rookie that they drafted out of USC, he has been a ball player for them. Him and T.Y. Hilton getting a fair share of those targets. Finally started clicking with Phillip Rivers. So that was exciting to see. That was a big divisional matchup. And even though the Titans came up on the short end of the stick, they still had some good things going. Cheese, I'm going to go let you explain kind of what you saw in that game as well.
Well, the main thing it came down to, I didn't see the Titans as a 7-2 team. I seen both of these teams about evenly yoked. With the Colts winning, putting them up to 6-3 and tying the Titans. And like I told you, that inside linebacker play, man, and the way they can stop Derrick Henry and someone that can read their keys and work inside the box to the outside will be able to help slow him down. You're not going to completely take that guy out of the game, but you can at least slow him down and give your defense a chance. And how many 4th and 1s did they have? It was insane. I seen 4 or 5 4th and 1s, and I think the Colts completed at least 3 of those 4th and 1s to keep the ball moving, keep the momentum going, and also keep the turn of field going.
That's what they're designed to do.
What was that?
So that's what they're designed to do. That's what that offense is designed to do, is run the football. If you can't get a yard, then what are you doing?
Take as much as you can off of Phillip Rivers. Exactly. Take as much as you can.
And I think honestly, I watching the game. That's what it was about. It was really about complementary football, and the coach did it well Thursday night. The Titans are a really good team, and they like to get up on you early so they could let their defense just sit back and run wild. But the Colts actually have a great defense too, and that was the question going into the game: will the Colts, defensive 7 and that pass rush show up? And they did. And just like you said, is help out Phillip Rivers. And the Colts just did a really good job of that Thursday, defensively and actually getting some running behind Nyheim Hines. It was just really good complimentary football. It was a good game.
Yeah, they definitely had a 3-headed backfield approach with that Colts running game. and Jacoby Brissett, getting that quarterback sneak for 4 yards for a touchdown, basically slammed all the fantasy football managers that have Jonathan Taylor, Jordan Wilkins, all those guys. So another big play. I don't know if you guys witnessed it, but A.J. Brown, it was pretty early in the game, had like a shot to score from 70, and he dropped it. And then he basically didn't have another catch the whole entire game. That was a big turning point, I think. And, that's a young receiver trying to get his head out the gutter in that kind of game. He had a lot of big drops.
Yeah. I like the way that they came out real aggressive, and that's kind of what you have to do. Because if I'm not mistaken, the Titans were expecting to win that game. Just whenever you're the underdog, you have to come out real aggressive, and the Colts did that, and they took advantage of every mishap that they could, which was the ingredients to win a football game, and that's what they did.
Yeah, no doubt. And I think people sleep on the Colts defense a little bit, and I think they've actually kind of shut that noise up a little bit to say, hey, we can take an offense that has been firing on all cylinders and a great running game and actually slow it down and utilize it into our favor and give it to our offense. This is what defense is supposed to be designed to do. So people's been sleeping on them a little bit. I don't think they're absolutely outstanding, but they are a defense that I would not sleep on by any means, and they've proven themselves.
Yeah. So Colts ended up taking care of business. They are the sole leaders in that division right now. Titans are a close second. Then you still got the Jaguars and the Texans at the very bottom. They got big matchups this weekend for both those teams, so it looks like those two are pretty comfortable in that division right now. TC's got to try to make it up. Hey!
Who let the dogs out?
All right, sorry, guys. Olive, Bear, shut your mouth. All right, so moving on. Okay, to the next game, we are going over our key matchups for the week. I'm going to go ahead and bust it off the top with our Bucks versus Panthers matchup. I want Cheese to go ahead and leave this one off.
I don't mean to cut you off. You have another diehard Panthers fan in here, man.
Good. That's what I'm talking about.
He loves the Panthers. If there was 3 people in the world, RIP, but it would be my Uncle Joey, you, and Preston. I'm telling y'all.
I can't even, throw myself in that category as a diehard fan. I once used to be a St. Louis Rams fan.
Well, that's true.
But as I'm getting older, I was a Rams fan by default. So once I was older and understood football, I decided that the Carolina Panthers was going to be my team. So yes, I am a Carolina Panthers fan. But to the matchup this weekend.
All right, so go ahead and tell us, President. I want you to lead it off now, since I want to hear what you got to say about this matchup.
Okay, I'm gonna be honest. I was one of those guys who, at the beginning of the year, I was very skeptical about the season. It's a new team, new quarterback, new leader on the coaching staff, just pretty much new all around, and was eager to see how they were going to put this together and what kind of game plans they were going to put it together. Starting out early, we did lose a couple of nail biters. And matter of fact, most of the games that we've lost have been nail biters. But I think that the chemistry that this team is building, you definitely can see it. You can see the energy. You can see the brotherhood around. I'm right there with the Carolina Panthers. Like they're right there to making that next step and actually being able to compete in the division and in the NFC. If you take a look at the last 2 weeks, we lose last week to the Chiefs, the defending world champs, by 2 points. And we were in position to, possibly tie the game or, take the game. I like the aggressive play calling that Matt Rule has decided to do. Joe Brady, he's picked up and he's grown on me. A week before we play the Saints, the Saints are the number 1 team in the NFC right now. Again, we're right there with them. We're last play of the game where we're able to either tie the game or in a position to win the game. So it's not like we're getting blown out. It's not like they are, just far gone. I think that after this next year with some key pieces in the draft, the Panthers will be right there. As far as this matchup this weekend, if you take a look at the Bucks, let's take a look at the Bucks. They're easy to get one-dimensional. Once you take away the running game and you actually make Brady sit in the pocket, there can be some trouble there. And we have a front seven with Ricky Brown and Brian Burns, who can really get after the ball and give Brady some fits. I'm eager to see if our defense can keep that same edge, because we've really been showing out on the front seven the last few weeks. I'm really interested to see if the front seven can keep that same intensity going, and see if Matt Rule and Joe Brady can actually pick up and make some good decisions to attack on those key, situations that our defense put us in.
Yeah. I mean, I agree with almost everything you're saying. I think we are on the verge of great things, and we have some key pieces in position. We're just not putting it together all 4 quarters. And I do love the aggressive play calling by Matt Rule and Joe Brady. I knew Joe Brady was going to be kind of, welcome to the NFL's first couple weeks, just based off his play calling. And then, C-Mac back there in that offense changes our whole dynamic of the offense. And he's going to be out this week, which sucks. Our receiving corps has been pretty decent all year. I think DJ Moore and Robbie Anderson actually lead the league in receptions or yardage. I can't remember which one it was, but they are 2 of the top wide receivers in the league right now, based on that. Tampa Bay, on the other hand, man, that defense scares the shit out of me. I'm not going to lie. I do not want Teddy to get hurt. Our O-line's been very suspicious the past couple games. The Tom Brady show, that's what it's about to be, because he's pissed off. He didn't score a touchdown last week. He's going against our young secondary. If Jeremy Chin's back, I think it does change the dynamic of our defense and gives us a bigger shot to shut down the Gronk, shut down Cameron Brate, all those guys that they have at the tight end position. And he can even go on the slot guys. So, speaking of Jeremy Chin, Josh, or Cheese, I'm going to let you go ahead and take over. I got something that came in the mail today that I got to show the viewers.
Yeah, I know. I already know what it is. Don't go ahead and go saucy ass or whatever it is. But none of y'all gave me y'all's picks. Neither one of y'all. So I'm going to sit here. I'm going to go I say it every freaking week, man. I don't want Carolina to lose by any means, but I will go with Tampa a little bit. I don't know if Brady loses 2 in a row and Christian McCaffrey's out, so that's 2 factors that are really big for me, and that defense right now. But I will sit here and tell everybody that's watching right now, I love what Carolina's doing. I love what Teddy Bridgewater is doing. I love what Rule's doing. I love it on all cylinders. I think, and we'll see, we've seen Russian Rule or whatever, take shots and things like that. But let's see how he contains that, how he holds that. Does he do it week by week? Is he just throwing shots in the wind? Or is he actually doing it schematically by the team that he's playing? And right now, what I think right now, he's doing it in a great form of order. So I'm really high on what Carolina's doing right now. Just CMC being out and Tampa Bay already losing one and getting embarrassed. The only reason, and I think it's going to be a great game. But that's the only reason I'm going Tampa Bay.
I do want to throw this out there. We've already played them once this year, and it wasn't that. It was kind of one-sided towards the end, but we stayed with them almost the whole game. I think it's divisional. I think we come back and we split. And I'm picking the Panthers.
Definitely. And that's exactly why I'm taking the Panthers as well. Again, the last 2 weeks, we've played arguably the best 2 teams in the NFL. And it's one thing where we're actually leading these teams, and we get to the end, and there are a few bonehead decisions, cost us, and now we're battling back. I understand, Brady usually doesn't lose 2 in a row. However, both teams are coming off losses. Both teams have chips. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put the voodoo out there that Matt Rule and Joe Brady and them guys actually get it right this week, and we actually pull off one. I'm going to go Carolina 28-24.
Woo! I'm
Okay. Huh?
Who are you picking?
I just said it. Buccaneers, baby.
Okay. Whatever. Yeah. That's when you're gonna lose.
Hey, y'all don't have to hate me. Like I'm not on Carolina.
No. I don't hate you.
I'm just fucking with y'all. Yeah, I picked Tampa.
Got you. That's gonna bring us to our next key matchup. I know this is kind of a boring one, but it has a lot of meaning in that division. We got the Eagles going to New York to play the Giants. Cheese, go ahead and tell me what you got coming for those Giants, bro. I know who you're picking.
because of what I've been talking about, New York is at least trying to be a good football team right now with what they have. They're at least trying. And right now, Carson Wentz has went on a straight roller coaster. That was going up when he was starting his career, and that thing is going progressively down. And I'm not gonna lie to you. The Giants are trying, and I go off of this. When you look at it on paper and you look at it talent wise and stuff like that, it could go either way, to be honest with you. Or if Eagles are hitting on all cylinders, Eagles look a little scary. But I like New York right now, and I'm going to go with coaching. I'm going to stay with coaching because I think they're going to be more prepared. They're going to be more broke down, and Daniel Jones is not that bad, man. And I think they try to control some things and get it done. You know, I told you they were kind of my dark horse guys to win that division, so I'm going Giants.
Preston?
Yeah, I gotta disagree on that, my man. You know, if it's coming down to coaching, Doug Peterson, in my opinion, hasn't been his normal self this year. But at the end of the day, the other man on offense across the field is Jason Garrett, and Jason Garrett is a terrible offensive coach. Jason Garrett should be coaching someone's high school right now because those are the type of plays that he runs, and he's so predictable. And it's been that way for a very, very long time, which is why the Cowboys usually only go 8-8 at best. So I gotta give it to the Eagles. I'm gonna go Eagles 24-17. It is gonna be the battle of the horrible quarterbacks, but I'm gonna give Carson Wentz the edge because it's Carson Wentz. Daniel Jones can be good and had past tense the potential, but I mean, if you really look at it, anybody else who's been in the league for 2 years, 2 years now, and has 34 picks, it's not on the trend of being a elite quarterback. And Daniel Jones does have some weapons around him, but if you look at it, I think the teams kind of match up evenly. The Eagles are still a little bit injured, no doubt. Whenever they get those key players back, which they are projected to this year, they will go ahead and pull off in the NFC East. So yeah, I'm gonna give it to the Eagles 24-17. I think Carson Wentz won't have a good game, but I think that defense will show up and play good enough for them to get the win.
Preston's over here throwing out real scores. 24-17, that's going to be it. If that's the case, I need to go bet the under, dude. I'm leaning toward, this is going to be a huge garbage thing. But the good thing about the Eagles coming into this week, they're getting Miles Sanders back. They're getting Alshon Jeffrey back. That makes that whole offense, basically now you have a two-headed running back punch with him and Bart Scott. He's a little change of pace back, Darren Sproles type, So they need Miles Sanders. I think he is a legit running back. I think he can get things and put the team on his back if he needs to. I do like the Giants' defense a lot. This one's tough. I did put a bunch of money on the Giants this week, and I'm going to have to go with the Giants too. They're at home. Daniel Jones just didn't have an offensive line, in my opinion. And that's why he's still making those rookie or younger mistakes that you're referring to with the picks. But I think it comes down to getting pressure on him and him just basically trying to make a play, and then it just ends up turning negative. If they actually get some blocking and, they can blitz pick up, I think Daniel Jones is one of the most accurate quarterbacks in the league. That's me going out there on a limb and saying that kind of stuff. They are 2-7, but I'm going Giants at home. Let's go, baby. No more Fly Eagles fly.
They may be the best 2-7 team there is, though. I will give them that.
Yeah. I do think they are better than what they are. But yeah, I think that's another close one. I think if you look at it though, what's something funny is I think whatever team plays each other in that division, no matter what you draw up, it could be a 3-point game.
That's still anybody's game.
That's insane to me. I don't care if you have Cowboys, Washington, Eagles, Giants, Washington, Eagles, whatever it is. It can still come down to a 3-point game, and that shit is.
I'm telling you, watch what I say. It's gonna be 17-17 all the way into mid fourth quarter.
I love it.
Battle of the bums.
That's some hot takes for sure. Next game we're gonna get into. Okay, we're gonna move on to Broncos versus the Raiders. The Raiders, Las Vegas. They are on a win streak. They've been doing pretty well rushing the football. Obviously, with Josh Jacobs, their car is doing what he needs to do. He's one of the most accurate quarterbacks right now, percentage-wise. His throws over top are probably one of the lowest in the leagues, but he's getting a little bit better from week to week. Nelson Aguilar going down. Brian Edwards being healthy, the rookie that's coming out of South Carolina. They've got Henry Ruggs, obviously the other rookie out of Bama. He's fast. He's legit. He looks like a real complete route runner. And I think that's why they drafted him first overall over Jerry Jeudy and CeeDee Lamb. Because, I mean, he's a smart football player. He really looks like he can get things done over there and help Derek Carr out. You always got Darren Waller, who they move around, not as just a tight end, but put him as an X receiver, and he's a matchup nightmare for those Raiders. And that defense, man, they've been giving up a lot of points, but they got key playmakers. Jonathan Abrams, the safety, coming down, laying hits, relentless, reckless, putting his body out on the line for the team. And then you got that defensive front that's, Clemson guy from last year. And then they also had another rookie. I forgot what his name was, a big white dude that plays D-tackle. Their offensive line isn't too bad. Our defensive line isn't too bad. And their secondary is still wish-washy. On the other side, the Broncos, they've got Jerry Jeudy that's healthy, who actually had a real good game last week. I think they get him more involved. KJ Hamler, Tim Patrick, those are wide receiving corps coming into the game. And then they're still splitting the carries with Melvin Gordon and Philip Lindsay. So Drew Lock has his weapons, and at the very beginning, I said Drew Lock could be, or he's trying to play like the next Patty Mahomes. I went out on a limb and said that, yes, and then he got hurt. But I do like
Herbert,
that kid.
By the way, you mentioned that Herbert got mid-season Rookie of the Year award.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
That's mid-season.
Came out today. And he's been he's averaged like 325 a game, dude. How can you not give it to him?
Yeah. Well, we'll get to that one here in a second, Cheese. But the Broncos defense, they're a little wishy-washy. They gave up a lot of points past couple weeks. They played good at the beginning of the season. Now everybody's kind of figuring them out. Does Drew Lock give them enough points to win that game for the Raiders? In my opinion, is no. I'm going to turn it over to you, Preston. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, I'm going to have to take a no on this one, too. The Raiders are playing very good football right now. And they're another one of those teams who are picking up on the culture and playing together and have good chemistry. I like what John Gruden is doing out there, and he really is, trying to build something special. Like you said, hitting on that front seven. That front seven is very sneaky, and nobody's really talking about them. But they have kept them in the game a lot of times on a lot of big plays and situations. Their front seven has came up big, and they're playing. Again, it's that complementary football where the front seven is doing what they're supposed to do, and it's giving those guys on the back end a chance to actually get some cover and make plays. And again, if you go over the offense, I feel like John Gruden is one of the best offensive coaches in the league. So they're definitely going to have an edge there. Derek Carr is doing what he's supposed to do. You got Josh Jacobs who's running the ball very, very good. Again, I can't stress enough complementary football. And when you got both sides of the ball doing it, it's easy to win games. You mentioned, Henry Ruggs. Henry Ruggs is playing very good. He's very fast. He's a matchup nightmare. Waller, he's a matchup nightmare. But look out for my man from Clemson, Hunter Renfrow, man. He is a sure-handed catcher. He is going to be key on those third downs, and he's sneaky. So they've got a lot of offensive weapons. And again, with Josh Jacobs leading the charge, it's going to be hard to beat them. And this is the same team that went in the Arrowhead and beat the Chiefs. Yeah. And not just beat the Chiefs, like they actually handled the Chiefs. So I'm gonna give this one to the Raiders. Not knocking anything on the Broncos. The Broncos are definitely one of those teams that are still trying to figure out what they need. Drew Lock has been mediocre at best in my eyes, but they are getting a lot of weapons around him. So it should be easy to adjust with that around them. They just got to get the right pieces in place, and it looks like they're trying to do that right now. But as far as this matchup, I'm going to go with the Raiders, and I feel like they may win big, 28-17.
Chiefs?
Yeah, man. Yeah, I agree. I mean, I can't even add anything to top that. But for me, it's just identity. I think the Las Vegas Raiders are finding their identity, and the Broncos are still looking for it. And I'm still not 100% confident and locked. I'm not. And then when it comes down to a team like that that's finding the rhythm, finding showing what they can do, I think the Raiders come out on this one as well. Locke can do what he does. He has a hard time, and also when I look at it defensively, Gruden is great, great offensively, offensive calls and things, but defensively too. The Raiders disguise a lot of what they do, and it's one of the most biggest defenses in the league right now that disguise so much of what they do with a high percentage. If you take out, Pittsburgh. So I definitely go Raiders on this one. They're just more established right now. They're going to control all aspects of the game, go in there, take care of business, and get it done, man. So I go Raiders.
It is in Las Vegas at the brand new stadium. I hope I get to go to that stadium at least once sometime next year. That'd be dope. But moving on, the next game that we will talk about here, we got the Bills versus the Cardinals. Josh Allen ended up trampling the Seahawks last week. They go into the NFC West again with the Cardinals, which got beat by the Seahawks. I'm on that Josh Allen train. I think the Bills come out and they do something special versus the Cardinals. Cheese, I'm going to let you go ahead and take over that game and tell us what you think.
As much as I would like to see the Cardinals win, to be honest, I'd have to go with the Bills because I cannot bet against a team that put 44 freaking points against Seattle. And, kept and contained somebody like Russell Wilson down. Now, you're playing a whole different kind of quarterback, all right, in a sense, that can get things done with his legs, roll outside the tackles, and make plays downfield. But Josh Allen is firing on all cylinders, and Diggs is just his outlet, man. And that offense looks extremely good. 44 points against Seattle, man. 44 points against Seattle. You can that's my whole main thing. If you can score 44 points against Seattle and everything sitting on high cylinders, you can at least score 28 on the Cardinals. And I think if you score 28 on the Cardinals in this game, that the Bills win. So that's why I go with Josh Allen and the Bills. Hopkins is an absolute freak. It is what it is. Everyone knows what it is. But if you can at least score 28 points against the Cardinals, then I think you can win that game if you can control and contain Kyle Murray. So I'm going with Bills on that one. I think they get it done. I don't think they blow them out by any means. I think the 44 points they hung on Seattle was absolutely insane. Do they do it again if they play tomorrow? Probably not, obviously, but they're firing, and you can't take anything away from a team that's doing stuff like that. So I would definitely go Bills on that one.
Preston.
Well, you can't be y'all now. Come on now, don't be quick to forget how the Cardinals did the Seahawks as well. If you look at it, the Seahawks defense actually is one of the worst defenses in the league as far as yardage per game. And the Cardinals did the same thing to the Seahawks. The Cardinals actually beat the Seahawks. So it's one of those things where it's who's going to show up. I feel like the Cardinals in the last few weeks have had a fire under them, and they've got momentum going. If that Cardinal team shows up, it's definitely going to be a dogfight. Now the Bills are one of those teams who have good chemistry and who work well together. So they're definitely going to have to show up and be prepared for that game. Getting back to the Cardinals are a team who are kind of searching for an identity, but are well on the road to figuring out what that is. And you can definitely tell that they're getting behind Kyler Murray, their leader, and the game will go as he goes. He's actually been playing very, very well the last few weeks. So I look to see him. I see him to continue what he's been doing. And if that's the case, like I said, you're going to have a dogfight on your hands. I'm gonna give it to. They're playing in. Are they playing it? They're playing Arizona.
Yep, in the dome.
Yeah, they're playing in Arizona. So I'm gonna give the lead. I'm gonna give the edge to Arizona. Again, they're on the hot streak as well. If they come out firing like they have been for the last couple of weeks, it's gonna be hard to really slow them down. Like you said, Russell Wilson is one, and he's one of the most elusive guys in the league. But Kyler Murray is right there with him. Kyler Murray maybe even a little
Oh yeah,
faster.
he's not elusive. Scott Murray.
And
That dude's crazy.
you know that could definitely give the Bills a fit. So I'm gonna go with the Cardinals. This one as well could be a close one. I'll go 24-21.
And honestly, I didn't even look it up, to be honest, Preston, but where they're playing makes a huge difference. I think if they were outside in Buffalo, it makes a huge difference more so than being in a dome. So that's a good point, man.
So I'm going Bills. I'm going to go against you, Preston. I'm going to the Chiefs. I just love Josh Allen. I think he is a phenomenal quarterback.
Yeah, you love Josh Allen.
Every single week I talk about how I want to touch him. No, I'm just kidding. But just for fantasy purposes, they got Devin Singletary and Zach Moss, in the backfield, splitting touches. They didn't do really too much last week. Zach Moss looks to be taking over that backfield. So buyer beware. If you have Devin Singletary, it is a risky option, but I do think he comes out and brings a third down back, elusiveness, catching the ball in the backfield kind of aspect to that offense. And Zach Moss is a huge guy. He's a very good compliment to him just based on his size and how he runs compared to Singletary. I like what they got going on in Buffalo. Another guy on the defense for Buffalo, Tre'Davious White, I'm pretty sure. The corner, he's considered the top 3 in the league for sure.
He's raw.
Him and DeAndre Hopkins going to be going at it this weekend. I can't wait to see it. That's going to be a really good matchup on the edge and a fun one to watch. So, that being said, me and Cheese go Bill. Preston's going Cardinals. Preston, your camera went out on us, buddy. We're going to go ahead and move on to Seahawks versus the Rams. The NFC West kind of filling up our key matchups this week, but there are some big ones. Seahawks going into LA. This is their 3rd road game. They've come off 2 losses. They need to win. LA's coming off a bye. Preston, go ahead and tell us what you think about that one, Rams fan 2.0.
I think, honestly, this one is going to be one of those games where, do the Seahawks bounce back? I honestly think they will, but I don't think it'll be as easy as, as it usually is. You're going against a big juggernaut defense in the Rams, and they'll be home. Aaron Donald is a man amongst boys out there, and it's going to be key to, if they can stop him. Russell Wilson does a very, very good job of escaping the pocket and making plays when it breaks down. But you're just going against a different animal in Aaron Donald who can break that pocket down just to set you up for where he wants you to go. And then they have a, premier defensive back in Jalen Ramsey, who is going to be looking for, for him to get out and scramble and set you up and make you think you got a guy open, and who can be there to make plays. Now, do I think that'll be enough? No, I don't. The only thing is the Cardinals not the Cardinals. I'm sorry, the Seahawks need to figure out how they're going to handle this situation as far as running back. With Chris Carson being injured, they haven't really been known to get the ground game going. It has definitely been DK Metcalf and them quick screens, to get the ball out on the edge. I think that may come back to bite them, and I think it may keep it close. But to me, Russell Wilson is the MVP of the league right now, and I think he'll play like that come Sunday, which will give them the edge. So I'm gonna go with the Seahawks in a very close one as well. I give them 24-21, but it won't be as easy as everybody thinks.
Yeah, it's a divisional matchup, and you know how those games can go either way. They've got film on each other for years. They play each other twice a year. So they basically, I think, in my opinion, they draft to beat the teams in their division, because if you beat the teams in your division, you're most likely going to make playoffs.
Yep.
Russell, DK, another key matchup over there on the edge. You got, like you said, Jalen Ramsey versus DK Metcalf. He's going to have to shut DK down, which opens up Tyler Lockett and David Moore. I do like what Russell can do with those guys. Greg Olsen, he was one of the tight ends that went over there. I know he's an older guy, but he's been outshined by Jacob Hoster and the other dude. Forgot what the other the tight end's name is, but so those people that wanted to believe in Greg Olsen, Carolina people that are watching this, he's washed up, I think, a little bit. He's just out there living his life in Seattle. I think he'll call it quits.
56 years old. God.
He's Jason Witten 2.0.
Yes.
But going into that, what Preston was saying about the Seattle defense being worse, yes, I agree with you. They look great on paper. They really do. They like, dang, you got this guy, Bobby Wagner. You got the guy from Minnesota that came over, KJ Wright. They look legit.
44 points.
But yeah, you're right. I don't know. There's something wrong with that defense. They look good, but at the end of the day, they're getting gashed. The Rams defense, always solid every single year. The iffy part for me on that one is the offense. I love moving the pocket and all that good stuff. But Jared Goff, I don't know, dude. He's kind of fell off for me as being an elite quarterback. Even if he has those like 5 good games where it's like, oh my God, this guy's real. But it's the play calling that set him up so where he could take shots and take advantage.
Yep.
Him being an every down quarterback, dropping back to pass, no, I don't think he is that guy. I think he needs to play action. He needs to roll. He needs to get those play calls right for that. And I just think Seattle's a way better coach team. So I'm going Seahawks. Cheese.
All they did to help Goff, they run play action. We've seen it multiple times, and they do it out of just a 4 or 5 handful of formations. But what they're trying to do is get Jared Goff outside of the pocket, right, and shift the defensive coverage. Because if you're going outside of the pocket, you're shifting the coverage, and now you're looking for someone that can be open. And you're usually what they were doing was posting or dragging people back toward where he was. So that and like I said last episode, people started figuring that out, and we've seen it. We've seen teams beat them because of they figured it out offensively. Now, I go Russell Wilson because I'm with you, Teddy. I think Russell Wilson, and it really goes down to as simple as this. If you give me a divisional matchup, a divisional game when it counts, I can't look at Goff and I can't look at Russell Wilson and not pick anything but Wilson. Wilson gets the job done, and he finds a way to get it done, especially when you got somebody like Metcalf to throw the ball to. Their defense is extremely well and extremely good, but as we've also seen, I think this whole game goes down to coaching. We've also seen the Rams defense get beat by somebody they shouldn't get beat by, and they're supposed to have a great defense. They have a great defensive lineman, and they have a great cornerback. Okay? Find ways to get the ball away from where they're at or away from where they're shifted and do it schematically, formation-wise. Then you can find a way to win. And then if you put Russell Wilson behind that train and trying to get that ball moving, then I think he's got a good shot for opportunity. It's not going to be a blowout. I do think it's going to be close, but I think Russell Wilson finds a way to get it done. That's what they do offensively, and I go Seattle on this one.
Yeah. One thing I want to add just before we move on, Robert Woods has himself a great game. I don't know if it's going to be enough. I think he's demolished. I think he's the centerpiece of that receiving corps. They try to get him in that counter run game, as a slot receiver. I was talking about that last episode. So Robert Woods, start him in your fantasy lineups. I think he'll have a huge day. Moving on to the Chargers versus Dolphins. Oh, so everybody chose Seahawks on that one, right?
Yep.
Everybody chose Seahawks?
Yeah.
Cool.
I'm going to Seattle on that one.
Chargers versus Dolphins. This is a key matchup, in my opinion, just because the Chargers are that what Cheese said is Justin Herbert.
This is Herbert and Tua, bro.
He's a mid-season rookie of the year, whatever. Who cares about mid-season? It's about how you finish.
I'm just telling you facts.
I know. But this is a great matchup. 2 rookie quarterbacks going at it. Tua, I think, is going to get in a rhythm. I think he's got a great head on his shoulders, a leader, just naturally gifted athlete. As long as he's over there making those decisions, he doesn't get frustrated. I think he's got a legit shot because the Dolphins surround him, the player support around him is huge. And they're 5-3, not just because of Fitz, but Fitz did his thing. Now this rookie's coming in, a good defense that the Dolphins have now that they – what is that? Is that whack-a-mole?
Yeah, I'm playing whack-a-mole over here.
Yeah, so I like the Chargers because the AFC West is a tough division and they play tough competition all the time. But I'm on that Dolphins bandwagon now. Like, Cheese has got me rolling with Miami. He's been picking Dolphins, upsetting every single week. Oh my God! So I got to go with them this week. I do think that defense is solid. They got their 2 corners back, Xavier Howard and the guy from the Cowgirls that they just brought in, Byron Jones.
Yeah.
I think they're both healthy and they're ready to go, man. They're ready to make that playoff push. They got the easiest string to schedule. If they can get it done versus Chargers, that's looking pretty solid for those Dolphins. Preston, what you think about that game?
And now I'm sitting here thinking, like, I think that this is the week that the Dolphins get knocked off their high horse. But then I just sit there and think, like, man, they got their chip on their shoulder. Everybody had counted them out at the beginning of the year. It's tanked for another quarterback, and they've just picked up, and there goes that complimentary football. The chemistry right now is just amazing. You see them; they're having fun out there. It's fun for them again. Christian Wilkins leading that defensive line. They have the formula. They got a great front seven. Like you said, they get their two corners back to kind of anchor that secondary. It'll be a good game. It's definitely going to be a good game to watch. Justin Herbert is playing lights out for a rookie, and he's got some mean weapons around him. Honestly, I do think it is going to come down to the defense, though. And right now, I feel like the better front seven will be the Chargers. So I'm going to actually stick with my original pick. I'm going to go with the Chargers, but I do think it'll be a close game, and it'll be a fun game to actually watch.
Joey Bosa is out. Or Nick Bosa is Joey. Joey Bosa is out this week, just FYI.
Okay, well, that might change it a little bit. They're playing at the Chargers.
Nope, Miami.
Oh, they're in Miami. That's a big dynamic. You know what? I'm sorry, folks, Charger fans. I'm gonna have to change my pick. I think maybe the Dolphins. And they are allowing people in the stadiums too, so they'll have a good little home crowd advantage, and they'll keep it rolling. It was tough. It was tough to switch the pick, but with everything going on, the Dolphins are on a roll. They are on a win streak. I feel like they could keep it going. If Joey Bosa was playing, though, it would be a little bit different, just because of that adds on to their dynamic on that front seven.
Cheese.
Herbert, baby. Herbert.
I thought this was the Tua show.
Nah. Now we're going to come together, baby. It's going to be that time. Herbert's going to find a way. I think Chargers find a way to get it done. Miami has done good, and I think Miami can continue to still do good. But if they're going to lose a game right now with their schedule and what they have games remaining, it's going to be this one. And I can't take a lot away from a guy that's averaging about 300-something yards per game, passing per game. And especially when I look at Tua won a game before that. Now I want Tua to be great, no doubt. But when I see a game last week that he didn't have to do anything for them to win, and then now I look at him and he was sustainable and did what he was supposed to do for them to win that game. But does he over-succeed what he's supposed to do? And then I look at two quarterbacks that Herbert is definitely over-succeeding what he's supposed to do. I think that's going to be my upset of the week. So, yeah, I'm going Chargers on that one, man.
I do have money on the Chargers because they were underdogs and they were like plus 180. So I did throw money just to try to win some money. But
if he throws 300 and something yards like he's supposed to average, then I think they can win that game, because then you start looking at field management, time of play, time of clock, things in that sort, and then just who can take control of this game? Because when I look at both of these teams, I look at both of these teams as almost evenly ranked. Like we're going to see a handful this week of certain teams that are like evenly yoked, and see what they can do and what they're going to do, play wise, schematically wise, formation wise, all the above, to be able to get these wins when you got to throw what looks good on paper out the window this week. So yeah, I'm going to go with the Chargers. I think Herbert has another good game, and I think he takes it a little bit personal now that he's playing Tua coming out of Oregon. So yeah, man, it's going to be a fun one. But I'm going with Chargers on that one.
Yeah, just for the fantasy purposes, they got Keenan Allen and Mike Williams both starting on the edges. Running back wise for the Chargers, Tremaine Pope was activated off the practice squad. He might get a lot of touches. I know he was activated last week and did pretty good. They still got the rookie Joshua Kelly. You know, he runs downhill. He's a hard runner. I don't think he's as elusive as many people. Justin Jackson's out. Austin Eckler's still out. He's on the verge of being back in a couple weeks, though. On the other side of the football, you got Tua, Preston Foster, or not Preston, that's you. Preston Williams is.
He's still not.
I think he's sitting out this week. So Devontae Parker's upside goes up a lot versus a weak Chargers defense. And then you got the running back, Jordan Howard, splitting carries with the other guy in the Dolphins backfield. I totally forgot who it was. But I would start everybody. I start them all. That's going to be, I think, a high-scoring game. It's going to be back and forth. You know, college quarterbacks bringing back the college national championship, or what could have been, so to speak. So that is actually going to do it for our key matchups. So next part of the show, we actually get into the list, and this should go a little bit quicker, and then we'll end the show. But Cheese, go ahead and start. List them off. We'll tell you who we got.
Let's do it. All right. So first thing, let's go Texans and Browns. Browns find a way to get it done. They find a way to utilize the running game. I'm going Browns.
I'm going to go Texans just because it's going to be one of those games where it is battle of the quarterbacks. Deshaun Watson is a much better quarterback than Baker Mayfield. And they've got to get some things going as well. This is like it's not a must win because they're probably not going to make the playoffs, but they want their respect. I'm going to give it to the Texans over the Browns.
Yeah, I'm going to go Browns on that one. I think establishing a good running game is actually going to capitalize them. Rashad Higgins filling in for Odell is going to be a plus. I'm going Brownies. It's at home in Cleveland, so let's ride the Baker Mayfield train and hope Deshaun Watson struggles with no wide receivers because giving away DeAndre Hopkins was a mistake.
Yes.
Yeah, that was awful. Next game, we'll hit Washington and Washington team Times Squared, and then the Detroit Lions. As much as I don't want them to win, I think Detroit finds a way to win. Offensively, the way they run that kind of two tight end package and find ways to just continuously winning first downs, I think will be enough against the Washington football team.
Preston?
I'm gonna go with the Detroit Lions. The Washington football team is just not a good football team. They do have some issues there at quarterback, and you really can't win without a quarterback. So I'm gonna go with the Detroit Lions on that one.
I'm going against you guys. Comeback kid of the year, Alex Smith, comes in, gets those picks out of the way last game, and they still ended up having a chance to win. They have some talent at their receiving position. They've got a good running back in Antonio Gibson. He's a rookie. I think they get it done. Riverboat Ron, he wins these kinds of games versus terrible defenses of Detroit. I don't even know if Matthew Stafford's playing this week. I know Kenny Galladay is out. So losing your top receiver like that for those lines, him and Matthew Stafford have something. Hockenson might be out as well. Yeah, I don't know if he's even playing. So I'm going to go with the football team. I saw a lot of good things when they played the Giants last week. They never gave up, and even though he threw those 3 picks, I think Alex Smith bounces back. He's a good professional, vet, and we've seen him play before while he was healthy. I'm going Washington football team. Beaches.
All right. Next game, we already talked about, it was Buccaneers and Panthers. Y'all both picked Panthers. I picked Buccaneers. That hit us with the Eagles and Giants. I picked Giants. Preston, Eagles. What did you pick, Ryan?
Giants. I got money on them. I need them.
There we go. Jaguars in the pack, baby. Yes, sir. I'm definitely going with Green Bay on that one. And we got back and Lazard. So
yeah, hands down, the Green Bay Packers should get this win. Jaguars again, one of those teams who are just not that good this year. I'm going Green Bay.
Yeah, I'm picking the Packers too, but I'm pretty excited to see what that Jake Luton guy does. He's that rookie quarterback that filled in for Minshew, and the head coach saying that he might end up taking over that job. So I'm definitely going Packers, but I'm interested to see what kind of offense they bring to the table because they do have talent. down there on that side of the ball.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, next game, Bills and Cardinals. I can't remember what we all picked. I picked Bills, though.
Bills.
Cardinals.
Cardinals, okay. Chargers and Dolphins. I know I picked Chargers. Y'all both picked Dolphins. Broncos.
Changed it.
Raiders. I think we all picked Raiders on that one.
Yeah, Raiders. Las Vegas.
All right, cool. Seattle and Rams. I know I went Seattle. I think it was 2 Seattle, one Ram.
I think we all went Seattle.
Yeah, we all went Seattle.
Oh, okay. Bengals and Steelers. I'm going Steelers. Joe Burrow I like what he does and what he's doing, but the Steelers defense gives him a hard time.
Hey, I will say this. If the Steelers defense starts off slow like they did last week against the Cowboys, it will be a different football game. Joey V is still out there shining. The Bengals do have a lot of weapons. I'm eager to see them get in the offseason and actually get them an offensive line to protect Joe Burrow and get some key pieces on defense. The Bengals are one of those teams who could potentially turn the corner here soon. So I'm going to Steelers, but if they start off slow, they will be in trouble.
Yeah, I agree.
I think Steelers own that division, no matter who it is. And they're a way better football team. I do like Joe Burrow. I do like the talent on offense with those wideouts, T. Higgins, A.J. Green, Tyler Boyd, all those boys. I'm going Steelers, though. That's too much. They're just too much. They've been struggling as of lately, too, but I still think they're too much.
All right, so next is 49ers and the Saints. Drew Brees gets it done. I think I'm picking Saints on that one.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and go with the Saints on that one, too. The 49ers are just way too beat up. Even if they were healthy, it would still be a pretty tough game to win. I am going to go with Drew Brees and the Saints.
Yeah, Saints in the NFC South. I want to see them lose, but they're just a good football team. And Drew Brees last year, I think he's got all his weapons back.
And let's not forget, I think Kamara goes absolutely insane, like he usually does. All right, so next game we're going to talk about Ravens and the Patriots. Ravens have to get this one done. They do get it done. Patriots, they're struggling right now, man. That's a struggling football team. I go Ravens.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Ravens as well. Patriots just got too many issues battling through, a lot of sit-outs, some key injuries. Julian Edelman is out, I think, against the already depleted wide receiver core. Cam Newton can't really do it by himself, and Cam is kind of in his head. I feel like been in his head the last few weeks. So definitely expect the Ravens to pull this one out, and it actually won't even be close. I actually think this might be a blowout.
Yeah, two similar teams with the offenses, with running with the quarterback. Obviously, you got a bigger Cam Newton and you got a skinnier Lamar, faster Lamar. I think this game will go under. I think they want to both run the football, play clock management, play whatever. If you got $100, Venmo me $100. I'll go put it on the under and we'll cash out because I think that will happen. A lot of defense in that game, shutting it down. That's my opinion, but I am going Ravens. I'm not picking Cam's. No, can't do it.
Yeah. All right, well, that does it until the Monday night game, baby. So that is it.
Well, thank you guys for tuning in. We hope you enjoyed this episode of Cheetah
and the Cheese.
Thanks for tuning in, Preston. We appreciate having you, man. You're awesome.
I thank you guys for having me.
Yes, sir.
No doubt. Shout out Preston, man.
I'm trying to put you
Hey,
in
that's about.
your church shoes. Really point to just a